Okay. Well, you spend the $20,000.
So if I spend $20,000 on TV, I better be able to see the freaking marbles on the track. Okay.
I better be able to feel heat.
Have you seen the?
What happened to the 3D TVs?
Dude,
they're too expensive.
That thing died out so quick.
Yeah, because you had glasses that were like had electronics in it to like either like to like flicker.
Yeah.
Like the actual like stuff coming out had to connect to TVs.
Look, Frankie told me something I didn't know, and that's perfect segue to our next point.
Why?
Remember earlier we're like, well, we're going to talk about this later.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Look at that, Frankie already doing it without even knowing he's doing it.
But what were we talking about before though?
Oh, like
the Apple Vision.
Yeah, because he had brought up the Apple Vision.
Yeah. Because we're talking about the iPhone.
Yeah.
How the iPhone's finally getting the USB-C.
Yeah.
And that's a freaking plus. And then I mentioned that you guys
you
gonna get any of the Apple Vision. And then Frankie started.
No. You said you go. I think that's something Frankie would buy.
Yeah, that's right. That is. Why would we try this, Frankie? Convince me right now on this spot. Give me your 6
Why
minutes.
would I spend
Give me your 6 second speech
on a subpar VR system?
2,000. That's 3,500.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3,500 on a subpar
I
VR
want
system.
the 60-second pitch right now
Elevator,
on the
express elevator.
Yeah. Convince me.
Apple ecosystem connects with everything. You can if you use,
Hold on, hold on, real quick. If Apple doesn't sponsor us for this, did you hear that voice right now?
Yeah,
he went into his commercial voice.
he did.
He went into this Apple, and then music, a little kid running through a forest. Let's start again, man. Let me hear that again.
Apple.
Oh, chills.
The Vision Pro coming out in 2024.
But tell me the specs. Tell me why the regular consumer, like myself, average Joe should pay $3,500. You said.
If I were to take the stupid little bit in Apple off of it, why is it worth buying without the stupid little Apple?
So from what I remember from the WDC, a couple it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The display in there has way more pixel density than like a massive 4K like Ultra HD television does. So like the definition on there, like even on a massive screen, because you can change the screen on there when you're watching a movie or you're like watching something like from your MacBook. It's like the vision in there, like the quality is like insane.
So are you seeing through this thing, or is it like completely?
No.
I thought the big thing is the AR.
Yeah, the huge thing is the AR.
I
so
thought that
you
was
can
like
still
the
see,
big selling point.
It's an AR like VR.
What's AR?
Augmented reality.
Augmented reality.
So VR, virtual realities, you put on the goggles, you can't see anything. The screen is everything. AR is where like
you can see
it's
through.
Pokemon Go.
Okay, gotcha.
Pokemon Go was AR, right?
Okay, yeah.
When you didn't turn off the little thing, right? So you pull your phone out,
and
you see freaking Pikachu there, and you see him in the room.
Yeah,
that's
but
AR.
He's not really in the room.
Yeah, that's AR.
And then the AR is actually like using kind of older devices couldn't really use it, but like kind of newer ones. AR is actually taking information from the outside world and is using that to adjust like the reality like in the AR headset.
Yeah.
So like a lot of it is so it's both. It can be VR, but also like AR. But it's really relying heavy also on like AR because you can see your outside. It takes everything in, and it can even like say if you're watching a movie, completely blacks everything out or just like really grays it out. So all you see is like it's like as if you're like in a movie theater seeing a massive screen, but it's still like the quality is even better than like in a movie theater.
See, this is what Frankie told me.
Essentially,
about getting information outside and stuff like that.
Essentially, if you work at Best Buy and you write down a list of everyone who bought these, you can go rob them blind. They're going to be sitting there, can't see anything. You just take everything from their house.
Wait, what?
I'm saying you could go rob them blind because they're not going to hear or see anything. They have them on. I'm saying you're watching a movie there.
Well, your ears aren't blocked off because it has.
Well, I want it immersive.
I mean, if you wanted like AirPods, you connect them in there as well. But yeah, the Vision is great. They also have like this. It's kind of weird. Like on the outside, people can see you and they'll see your eyes because they actually have a camera. Getting like the video from your eyes and displaying it on like an outside display. So when you're looking at someone, it looks like you're seeing like through the goggles.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, that's it was kind of weird, but like,
but
if they can actually implement it, so it's not like massive like fucking eyes, but if they actually get it like 1-to-1 on there, I think that's really impressive because you have like that curved glass and you're displaying on such a tiny like area, but still like, you know, perfect quality.
But right now, the most practical use would be like for a movie.
It'd be like
or
for
any
movies.
Video that you're trying to
But
watch
they're trying to market it for like work.
They're marketing for
work.
almost everything, because also like I was saying, the biggest thing is the Apple ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
It connects like to your MacBook, so you can have like your Mac's display, and then also the display of the Vision Pro, where you can adjust the screen wherever you want, any size. So like when you're like when you're working on like creative like stuff, you're making a movie, you're doing designs, all that, you have that massive screen to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
So just get a second monitor for $200.
Well, there's that too, but you can literally place it like anywhere you want. You can also take photos and videos from it, like full 3D. So like you're seeing like the space around it. You're like more immersed in there when you take videos. You can also take all that stuff from your phone onto the Vision Pro, and then you can take like photos and videos. You can watch photos and videos on there as well. You can play games on there. Everything, there's no controller for it either. It's all with your hands because it has cameras and sensors facing out. So literally wherever your hand is at, you can have it like on your leg right here. You're just like you want to scroll through, you just go like that. And like I haven't seen it. I would love to try it out. But supposedly, like from what people have said, it's like insanely accurate. You can have your hand like just like there on your lap, and you're just like flicking it, and it'll take in the response. Like it's really responsive. You can go on like web pages. It's basically a computer.
You think a lot of people are gonna buy that or no?
I think there are gonna be quite a few people, but
that,
I don't.
That Oculus thing already out. Like, I mean, I don't see a lot of people buying that. Or
well, it's because
it wasn't that supposed to be like kind of the thing, or no?
They were trying to, but like VR still has like, it's pretty like huge, but it's not like as huge as like these companies are like really hoping for.
So they're betting on the AR stuff then.
Yeah, they're betting a lot on like the AR just to like really immerse yourself like into the VR stuff, but also the AR to like include your environment as well, because then also you can like look away from like what your screen, and you can look directly at the person like if you didn't have anything on.
So what is it gonna do if I have it like on and I'm like?
So like right there, if you have a TV in front of you, look away, you see the person.
Yeah.
You have these goggles on, you look away, you see the person. So it's the same thing.
Okay. But I was about to say, if I'm watching, like if I'm at home and just wearing it and I'm working and stuff, like, and like my mom's gritándome at something, and is it gonna start like realizing, oh, okay, like it's disturbing his work that his mom's like gritando so much that it's gonna tune her out of my work environment and stuff like that, or no?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't do like that, like active noise cancellation like that, because it doesn't go in your ear.
That's negative.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. There's a negative point.
I mean, they're not considering it like a mom. Like,
I'm just thinking of how it's gonna work and like my environment.
Productivity.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, technically, if you're gonna be productive, you're gonna be in like a productive environment.
No,
normally
for
like anything.
You don't have to be.
You could be anywhere.
You could be anywhere with those things.
I mean, yeah, technically.
Well,
that's why you don't want to take it.
Anyways, this is another gimmick.
Yeah, we'll see how it play out.
I would say the first one's probably not gonna be great. I would probably wait for another revision after once they kind of work out the kinks, because
it's gonna be dog doo doo.
It's probably not gonna be it's not gonna be perfect. I
It's
would say that always the first thing is never gonna be perfect. That's why the first Apple Watch,
except when it comes to kids. I'm the oldest, and you know.
What about like it's got? I mean, is it gonna be like the computer, like you know, the computer kind of took its toll, like it worked into the workspace and stuff like that, or no?
They might.
I mean,
they're probably gonna try and implement it,
right?
Yeah, they're gonna try and implement it. That's what I'm saying.
Is it like the next computer phase or no? You don't think it is or no?
I don't have enough details. I'd have to wait for the Vision Pro like 2 or the Pro S.
That's a good response.
Because they're also trying. They're definitely showing a lot of like the workflow stuff. Because like they're including, you can do FaceTime calls on there as well, like FaceTime, Zoom, Skype. Like they're trying to do that too, so we can have like the screen of like people talking, and you can show like a spreadsheet on the side, but what the people are seeing like on their computers, they see like that spreadsheet, and like the little window with everyone talking.
Yeah.
Like they're definitely doing that too, and they're doing this kind of weird thing, but it's kind of cool if they actually implement it right. They have you like on the WDC showing, they actually have you scan your face like in kind of like a full 3D, so they can have like sort of like an avatar, but that looks like super realistic. So when you're talking, it uses your face.
Gotcha.
Because obviously there's no camera coming out and like showing.
See, the issue with all this is that I think VR is less of a novelty than AR. Like AR to me is more of a novelty than VR.
Well, VR is I think is like more for a specific like purpose. Like you just get away from the world. Like if you like, it's not really for like work.
Exactly.
I would consider that. So the AR, like with the Vision Pro, they're really trying to get like everything, but it's also hard to get like actual AR working right, because you need to have like so much like data collected from your outside world for it to be like affected. Kind of like with the HoloLens, they were doing a lot of stuff with like Minecraft, where your environment actually like mess with like the world, like a world in Minecraft, and they did it pretty well. But like they just need like AR just needs better tech to actually take in all that information to work hand in hand with the virtual environment to the real environment.
But what is the goal? To sit in a white room with one chair?
Yeah, with
or
like no
for AR,
or I guess AR no, but
like empty space.
Yeah, but what is the point? Like if you have two monitors and a desk, and that's what AR is doing for the work, at least the work part. Like, what is the point?
Well, I mean, technically, if you like really want to consider like some of the possibilities with it, like you have two screens, but that's kind of about it. But with with AR, you have screens. You can have screens all over with a ton of different data. You can have in different like areas, so you're not strained to just being like on the desk, like looking like left and right and moving your head. You can move like all over the place at full movement, so it's also more of an ergonomic.
I guess the
standpoint too.
The first step right now is to get rid of the way I see it is the first step of getting rid of the monitor, and you just like you're saying, just sit in a room and just see and just moving around and seeing different screens. And then I mean, to me it sounds like then it's evolving into like some like Iron Man stuff, where that guy has like everything around him and stuff,
Yeah.
and then he's like freaking building stuff and throwing stuff virtually. And then that's how I see it being
I'm
like the future,
sure. Yeah, that's probably what they're trying to go for.
If it really takes off, it's going to evolve into its own little thing.
There.
Yeah, if we get there and enough people commit to it.
Yeah, we just got to see, because they're taking in all that information, of course. They're trying to see like how people are using it now, how they can improve it, like what are its pros and cons, like after being in the real world, like with the consumers. But like I can see that definitely being more for ergonomics, so you're not just stuck with like the two screens there. You can stand up, like be walking around, you're still aware of your environment, because it doesn't black it out like say VR, where you can't see anything around you, but you can be walking around your house, still have the screens like around there. You can technically like sort of a multitask type of thing.
So you're saying for the movies, it makes it look like you're in a theater?
Yeah, it can completely.
Well, you're saying that it can.
Yeah,
it can.
It can, or it can have like a gray, like a tinted surrounding.
So you can still kind of see like
what else is there.
Yeah.
But you still have the movie in front of you.
Yeah, but it can look like you're in a massive, like, awesome theater.
I mean, if I just hold up my phone right here, it's massive.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
I'm in an IMAX theater if I hold my phone this close to my face.
I mean, it'd be awesome to like see you try and do that, but not get like your eyes absolutely fucked up like after like 2 minutes, because obviously.
But
like,
how is that addressed with AR? If you just said there's even more pixel density.
Well, because like if you're just putting your phone like up to your face, it's not like
it's burning your eyeball. No.
I mean, yeah, it's like being that close, but like it's not adjusting like to where your eyes can actually see it, because it's not like the screen on the vision is like this big. It's like
I get what you're saying.
Or like about like this distance and a bit smaller, but when you're seeing it, it like they have like that perfect blend. It's hard to explain without actually.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Because but it's also like two individual screens, because you then for like your phone, like it's not like it's split up just to those sections when you're using it.
Well, that's cool.
I think we have stumbled upon a new segment on our show.
Tech with Frankie.
Frankie. Or no, we're just gonna go with not just Tech. Let's not limit Frankie to Tech though. It's got to be Frankie's.
Gotta be like
Frankie's corner.
thoughts, Frankie's corner.
Because I'm in the corner over here.
Frankie's frustrations.
Frankie's knowledge. He knows a lot of this stuff that I never thought you would, Frankie. Like this random stuff.
From his grades, I wouldn't have thought. Damn.
As long as math isn't involved, like fucking bring it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Frankie. There's lots of math involved in this, so
not directly like.
Anyways, if you
I
guys
just
want to
went to
hear
math.
more of Frankie's thoughts on anything,
Tell us
give us some topics. Give us some topics, and we'll get Frankie finally talking. Look at that.
Yeah.
We got I think more than 10 minutes of Frankie there.
Yeah. I wanted to talk
I'm out
about
there.
the Hot Cheeto movie, but you took up all the time, Frankie.
Well, that's why we have multiple shows.
Really quick, talking about holding your phone up to your face. While on our travels abroad, I found out that Ozzy has a special talent
I do.
of falling asleep while holding his phone.
Oh shit!
This dude, we were at a layover, 12-hour layover in the airport. He's asleep, sitting awkwardly on this chair. He has like the phone propped up like against his arm, doing this weird holding thing. I look over, he's asleep, knocked out, asleep. The phone starts falling. I see him grab the phone, adjust the phone, put it back in the spot, all asleep.
I don't remember this.
You were asleep? How would you remember it?
I don't know.
Asleep, knocked out. I was just staring at him like, I can't believe what I just saw. He was literally adjusted and then all asleep.
It's because at that position, that was the best. I mean, I don't remember. I remember. I think I was asleep. So I was watching the Terminal movie, but
Because we were living it.
yeah, we were. But I do remember putting it up like that. But I don't remember adjusting it though.
He adjusted mid-sleep.
You didn't take a picture.
I have a picture of him in the. I don't know if you saw it on my story. I put it up on my story.
I'll show it up
maybe.
right here on the
Yeah.
video. So you can
It'll
see.
be
But
right here.
I don't. I mean, I couldn't capture the video of him adjusting asleep, all asleep.
Yeah.
It's like falling, and I saw it. It was just moving, and I was like, his phone's gonna fall, and then he just like, grabs it, puts it back in the same position,
It's still me.
and just continues to Z.
Subconsciously watching the Terminal movie.
Spider-Man.
Well, watching my movies. Can I talk about the Hot Cheeto movie now? Or?
All right, let's get
Yeah.
to
So did you
Okay.
guys watch the Hot Cheeto movie
Frankie
No.
did it.
on Hulu?
I haven't watched it, but
Okay.
I want to.
Well, it's about this guy. I forgot his name. Something Montanez.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I think it was Richard.
Richard. Yeah, hold up. Don't say anything. I'm going to explain the movie first. So it's about Richard
Let me
Montanez.
tell you something.
And then how he grew up as a kid. He grew up as a kid in the fields and stuff like that, and then he never graduated. I think he never graduated high school, and then he started working at this Frito-Lay plant.
So you're gonna ruin the movie for Frankie.
I'm sorry, Frankie, I have to ruin it.
I mean, I do know kind of some of the.
He
like,
creates hot
story.
Cheetos. There
Yeah.
it is. It's ruined.
Yeah.
And
Well, he grew up. He was he was slinging drugs in the beginning, and he wanted to change his ways, so he got a job at this.
Oh my gosh! No, Frankie.
There we go.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, look at that! How quick he fixes things.
He started working at this food manufacturer, Frito-Lay, the one right here in Rancho Cucamonga. And he started, he tried to work himself up to the ranks, but he never really did. And then he invented, long story short, the Hot Cheeto. And then he called the president of
Frito.
PepsiCo.
PepsiCo.
Yeah, PepsiCo. And then the guy's like, oh, yeah, let me try it. And then they try it. And then, Hot Cheetos blew up from there. And then he became marketing director.
Marketing director
Of,
to like the Latino.
Yeah, something like that, right?
market or
From
something.
janitor to like some director, big, what's it called?
Like
move.
massive step up.
Yeah. And this movie
In
kind of
Spanish, a caca grande.
and this movie kind of hit like hard to me because I was like, I've been to that plant before, and I've tried a Hot Cheeto there, like straight off the line and stuff like that.
For
And
any that didn't know, Ozzy used to be a janitor for Frito-Lay.
No,
Oh, damn.
dude, it must be so horrible there. What's it called?
So hot.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
flaming hot.
what's it called? So then,
No.
so he got the promotion, right? And at the end of the movie, I was like about to cry and everything. I was like, dude, like this guy freaking did it. And then I start researching into it, and now a story comes out that it was all a lie, that he didn't invent the hot Cheeto. They're saying that now he didn't invent.
So I've heard this, but like, what I want to know is how was he? Because he was actually a director of whatever.
Yeah, he was.
So how
And
did he get
was
to there?
How he? I know. So, but that's what I'm saying. So they're saying that somewhere in the mix, it got what's it called, mixed up, and then they got the stories kind of mixed up or something, or he just kind of like he invented hot Cheeto pop. No, he invented like flaming hot popcorn or something like that, and then that he just took the hot Cheeto, like, and he ran with that, and he kept on telling people that he invented the hot Cheeto. And
How did he get up to his position?
I don't know.
Because he got to that position when he was in that position.
Exactly, but that supposedly the hot Cheeto was already be invented in Texas or something like that.
Well, they say that in the movie.
They do?
Yeah, they say that.
They said they were working on it.
Yeah, they're working. That they have something
They had
in
something,
the works.
then something in the works. But
Yeah.
then this white lady came out and started doing research in it. She said that like, oh yeah, it was invented in Texas. And then that PepsiCo came out saying that like, oh yeah, we have no records that Richard invented the hot Cheeto. So I was like crying at the end of the movie, and then I find out that this guy didn't invent the hot Cheeto. It was like,
Well, I mean,
oh.
it wasn't a good movie. I wouldn't have taken it as fact.
Well, I'm gonna go with he invented the hot Cheeto because they're always trying to take everything from the Latinos, dude. So I was like, they're trying to take this story away from him, you know? So, or he could be smart. He could be, maybe he ran with this and now he got a whole movie out of it. So that was my whole spiel on the hot Cheeto movie.
Anyways, back to Frankie's Corner.
Fuck you guys. Let's get back to the freaking race that we're supposed to talk about. Here, IndyCar expert David Bikini is going to talk about the Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio.
So we have Colton Herta, second pole in 2 races. He's won at this track, I believe. Funny fact about the front row this week. Graham
Funny
Rahal.
fact?
Fun fact, I
Okay,
guess.
okay, better be laughing.
Okay, fun fact.
Okay.
Graham Rahal and Colton Herta were 1 and 2. Now, fun fact is that in 1887, Colton's dad, Brian Herta, we've talked about him, and Graham Rahal's father, they shared a front row in Long Beach, I think in like 1973 or something.
Oh.
And so it's the second time there's a Colton Rahal front row.
Herta Rahal.
Herta Rahal front row.
Okay, gotcha. That is a fun fact.
Yeah, nice little fun fact.
Nice. I like it.
I don't see how that'd be funny, but it would be.
I changed it to fun. It's fun. Okay, you can't deny that it's fun.
It is fun.
There we go.
Interesting fact.
Yeah.
Unfortunate race
For both of them.
Yeah,
both of them. Horrible last pit stops.
Yeah, last pit stops.
I
thought Herta had it in the bag, dude. Well, he did, and then the freaking pit stop messed him up.
The pit stop button, like the pit limiter switch.
So that wasn't his fault then, or it was?
No, I think it was like an electronic failure on the button.
Oh, and he got a speeding.
Yeah, because he was too fast.
And what was so that?
It was a drive-through penalty.
Jeez.
It was a big penalty.
And he was comfortably. Well, he wasn't comfortably in the lead, but no, he wasn't.
He was in second
at that point. But he was controlling the race. He was going to catch up to first already.
I don't know. I think because he had come out of the pits, he was only in 1 lap.
Because who was in front of him? Palou. And Palou looking super strong.
Anyway, so I guess we get to the start. Disappointing qualification from Pato Ward. He caused a red flag, not advancing, and he looked quick. That was like the big thing. He looked quick. Great race from him. Started plumb last, ended in a P8. I think he got driver of the day.
That's a good recovery.
Good recovery drive. What else? So we saw a scary crash in, I think, like practice 2 or something.
Yeah, big incident with
where Pagano absolutely wrecks his car.
That was crazy.
It's horrible. Like if you watch it live, you're like, he's dead. And no, thankfully, the safety, of F1 of Indy pulled through, and he walked away like he looked fine. He was not cleared to return, and our man, which
something about the safety. It's funny how like I feel like there must be like a lot of drivers when they get some like new safety thing.
Oh, every single time, and especially with the aero screen and the halo from F1.
That one was such a big vocal one, right? That we heard about. But there almost must be like drivers that I'm like, oh my god, why do we have to add this? Why do we have to do this? And then when it comes in clutch, the freaking safety guys, I bet you're like, I told you guys.
Of course, you know that they're there. I fucking told those fucking guys. You're alive because of me. Okay. Okay,
you're walking.
Yeah,
okay. You're lucky you're there.
You get to eat your breakfast tomorrow. Okay, so send me a little watch or something.
Yeah,
you know they're like that. They're telling you, I fucking told you so.
For sure. What were you gonna say?
I don't know. I forgot. Well, I want to continue on that.
Because I could just imagine that, like so many people like bickering. Oh no, we should take it off.
You know that hockey does this funny thing where they had so you know how hockey has like the face mask that it's like just tubing,
you
know how like it's like the black painted, I don't know, it doesn't have to be black, but you know what I'm talking about.
For the goalies?
Well, for all the players.
Oh, it's like a wire.
The players have the helmet.
Well, okay, so they used to I think the regulation was only the helmet. And then but hockey did this funny thing where they started implementing different things for safety. And if you had started your professional career before that, they implemented that safety feature, you don't have to do it. You're grandfathered into the old regulation.
Safety. Oh, okay.
So like if you're like rookie, you have to do it. Like mandatory. But if you're some old guy been in the league, they're like, I don't know, he's comfortable playing that way. Leave him that way.
Well, yeah, he's probably got all his
he's got
teeth blown out already
so
and stuff like
that. When I saw that, because I know someone who's like really into hockey. I watch it here and there, but I know someone who's really into it. And I remember like hearing, the new, I think the face mask, the eye, like the visor section is like mandatory now.
Oh, okay.
And I remember I saw like players without it, and I was like, I asked him, I was like, hey, how come they don't have it? Like I heard it was like mandatory. He goes, well, it's mandatory for new players. I was like, what do you mean new players? Like it's safety, it's put into place, and you have to do it. No, I guess the old players are grandfathered in. So whatever, like at school, when you transfer, whatever classes were at that year, like those are the ones you have to. That's what you have to hit.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You're grandfathered into that like
that
set
year.
of rules. Yeah,
it's
weird.
That's funny.
What if they would have done that?
Then I don't think there'd be that many.
Grosjean, adios. It's not funny, dude.
I mean,
Joe would have been chilling. He came in after.
He did, yeah. Would Passion have been safe? I don't think so.
Passion's been there forever, dude.
Yeah, he's been there forever, huh?
No. Anyways, good.
It's funny for Grosjean because Grosjean, he had so many crashes. And then, I mean...
I don't know what his stance was on the... I don't remember what his stance was on the Halo.
It wasn't... He hated the Halo.
Yeah,
because I remember during that, he said he's so against the Halo because it made the car look ugly or something like that. And and then Grosjean had like the worst freaking crash out of it.
And it was proven that the Halo like actually saved his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like...
That was like one of the first, huh? Or was there anything before that really saved the Halo?
No, well, I think...
no, I think someone drove over somebing.
Yeah, Max took it. Max drove over Hamilton.
As always.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Max drove on Hamilton's head. I think there was a tire mark on his helmet.
There were memes on that.
I think there was tire marks on his helmet.
I always say memes on those.
But they're safe. They're good. They're alive.
Safe. So all those safety guys, keep up the good work.
Yeah, keep it up. Keep it up, guys.
And keep ignoring those naysayers. Safety,
okay, as us who are in, like, I guess the engineering world, everyone hates the safety guys. They hate the safety guys with a passion. And honestly, I was a little bit on on the hate train myself until I took
Hated wearing safety glasses.
a safety engineering class, and then I was like, you know what? They're not so bad. They're not so bad. You understand why they're such pain in the asses.
I mean, once you get hurt, you're like, okay, let me wear this.
But everyone hates the safety guys.
Watching safety videos.
The safety videos.
You gotta hear some guy on how safe to operate this machine. Like,
the
me
video
now, right?
was like 50 years old.
Oh, they're
One
all
of the
it's from
original
the
ones.
70s.
Yeah.
They didn't even, yeah.
Or like it was like made like a little bit newer, but still looks so old, and like the audio's like barely hanging in there.
I think safety forever is gonna be hated, but
Safety is, for the most part, a thankless job.
it is.
Until something bad happens, and they're like, oh my gosh, thank goodness this guy had gone against the hate.
And thought of this to do it this way.
Yeah,
or to add this.
So shout out to the safety guys. You keep it up, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, there we go.
There
Round
you
of
go.
applause. Round of applause.
Yeah.
There we go. Safety first, guys.
Safety first. Well, after that big incident, we
Our
can
guy got a chance. Connor Daly.
Mhm.
He's no longer racing in the Indy series. He I don't know what he did. They can't like cancel his
So
contract.
he's not racing for Bitline, I think it was.
For
Carpenter.
Carpenter. Ed
Yeah,
Carpenter
Ed
Racing.
Carpenter
Yeah.
Racing, yeah.
No, he's no longer racing for them. And I don't know if he was set up as, because it wasn't Ed Carpenter. I don't know what. I see. This is one of the issues that we talk about with Indy
Uh-huh.
is the teams. I don't know what I don't know what team Pagano's a part of. Off the top of my head, Pink Car. I know that.
Yeah.
But other than
I know
that,
his teammate Halo Castroneves.
yeah,
Yeah.
old fart.
Yeah.
Still in it. But anyways, I don't know their team. Anyways, I don't think Connor Daly was like on contract to be a reserve driver for that team.
Mm-hmm.
He just so happened to be there at the race that week,
Oh, and he got the drive?
and they were like, "Hey, you want to drive?" And it was funny because he was like, "Yeah, sure," and he didn't bring any of his stuff,
Oh, okay.
and his mom packed up his seat, his like suit, everything,
yeah.
and then drove it to mid Ohio.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was funny.
His mom coming through.
Yeah, always shout out to the moms as
Oh,
well.
yeah, shout out to the mom.
Shout out to
Mom's
the
number
moms
one.
as well. I know my mom would definitely be just speeding
Yeah.
if I needed that. So
My mom can't drive, but I know for sure she would arrange somehow
yeah.
to get him out. She would
If-
insult me first, but
I mean,
for sure.
well, my mom, no, my dad would. If it was my dad, he would
No.
be the whole time. It would be yelling, "Stupid! You're stupid! You're
Yeah.
incompetent! Hello, I wasn't supposed to drive this weekend. I was just here hanging out, having a good time. How is
Yeah.
this my fault?"
Yeah,
But he still would find a way.
to get it there.
Yeah.
So shout
Anyways.
out to the parents.
Yeah. Shout out to the parents. Shout out to the safety guys.
A lot
Shout
of
out to Frankie's Corner.
Yeah.
Apple, we better get some Apple sponsorship for
We
that.
better. Apple's got that big money too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going everywhere.
The very first company to reach $3 trillion.
Look at these
Like
bags.
market
I'm
worth.
telling you. Frankie's Corner. All right. There we go. We found it. It took a while. It took some punches, some
Literal punches.
from
David
literal,
Rinaldi.
Figurative.
It's like an information desk
No,
over
physical,
there.
Yeah.
something.
We got Ask Jeeves over there. You remember that?
That was an old engine.
Ooh, Ask Jeeves.
That was like way before Google, or like probably about the same time.
You remember those ones you would text the questions to?
Oh yeah.
Where you would text and then
yeah.
imagine having that job, being the person on the other end. You're just sitting there, you get a text. Oh, I'm gonna Google this real quick,
Copy,
and then
paste, boom, done.
just text them back the answer. What a job that must. I mean, such a short period of time that existed.
Yeah.
But what a
Yeah.
job that would have been.
Yeah.
That must have been such a like low paying job.
Yeah, but you're just sitting there Googling stuff.
Imagine the questions you might have gotten asked.
You must have gotten some ridiculous
Weird questions,
questions,
huh?
dude.
For sure. That's like ChatGPT now. You just kind of text it instead
Yeah.
of a person being on the other side. It's a freaking algorithm,
I mean, I guess.
and it tells you. You know.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, they probably got it from like the very first search result, and ChatGPT is looking through like a billion of them and telling you like the most average answer.
Yeah, I wonder how that worked, right? You ask him There's no way you had to take every answer with a grain of salt. They didn't do the research, like you said. They took the very first answer that they saw, and they sent you that answer.
Yeah.
They didn't check scholarly reviewed journals.
For sure. No.
They didn't cite anything. I never saw any citations.
No. Anyways, are we ever going to go back to the race?
See, this is the problem with freaking racing right now, and we got to be honest, dude. We can't lie to the viewer. We can't.
I don't know if and honestly, I'm not gonna say that we were able to fool them with this ruse of ours.
Yeah, true.
That we're somehow not talking about a race.
Yeah, it's because like we were gonna talk about the NASCAR race, right? And when I was watching the NASCAR race, the new one in Chicago, it was in the streets. NASCAR's first time ever in the streets.
Okay, wait. I gotta say that I'm excited.
It's
in
got
the
potential.
in the direction that NASCAR's heading,
because
that oval thing is. It's too boring.
Okay, but let me get to my point. Yeah, exactly. I'm totally what you're saying. The direction they're going is a direction I like.
Frankie, you haven't said NASCAR once.
But what's it called? But they were.
I don't know what that is, but I like it. Sounds like an alien from Star Wars or something. Anyways, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Where's my train of thought? Oh, it was saying that when they were when the commentaries were talking about the race, they would stretch it out so much.
The best part was that was one guy interrupting. Hey, there's a crash into turn 6. They would just be talking. Yeah, so today's weather, it was really bad. And then there's a crash into turn 6.
And it's some guy like in 26th position, dude. I'm like, bro, it's not that exciting. Like, what the heck? So my point is that they try to make seem racing right now. Let's be honest, it's freaking boring. There's not a lot of exciting racing going on, but they try to make it seem like it's the greatest thing ever right now.
It seemed. I mean, I don't know how NASCAR's. I think NASCAR is probably one of the ones that's less dominated by one person.
Oh, there's a lot of people talking?
I think there's a lot of people. Like, I mean, they still have the playoff. Like, I saw the playoff standings, which, again, very little knowledge on NASCAR.
Little to none.
I mean, negative if it could be. And so I don't know how the playoff system works. I know if you win one, you're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, and then there's like a point system additionally.
Yeah, there's a point system.
And so I don't know getting into the playoffs, how hard is it? I don't know what the playoffs look like. Is that one race? Is that two races? Mm-hmm. No clue. Definitely educate us on that. Have zero idea. But I think NASCAR, that's why NASCAR could, don't tell me we lost Frankie's corner, man.
I don't know if it was even recording.
Don't tell me we lost Frankie's corner.
But we're starting from now.
We're having some technical. No, we just lost the best part of the show.
Maybe he's still in the recording though.
Yeah, no.
So we'll have his audio, and you'll just see our reactions to his audio.
Maybe we'll just put a still photo.
To be honest, from this angle, you can't see his mouth moving anyway. Frankie, actually, just do this the rest of the show, and then we'll put that audio. All right.
Yeah, basically, dude. Because I don't remember.
We'll just snip that audio on top of that, because you can't tell, bro.
Just like cut the photo like right here, and then like move my head, kind of like in South Park.
Yeah. Because I don't remember if it was recording or not.
It was recording at the beginning, but I don't know. Maybe
it stopped.
Yeah.
I don't know. What was it talking about?
NASCAR. The playoffs.
You guys are saying it.
But my point, the whole thing that I was trying to say is that back to Indy was that, like, I feel like the Indy race was okay. It wasn't as exciting, or the racing wasn't as exciting as it's been previous races.
Well, and then, earlier this season, we were talking about Indy being more competitive than F1.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe Alex Palou is that good.
Oh, okay.
But he's won 4 of the last 5 races.
He has.
And, like, it looks like he just has it in the bag.
Well, now he's up to the championship, and he has triple digits. The difference between first and second is a triple-digit number.
I'm saying looks like he has it in the bag.
Yeah.
So
they're like kind of halfway through. So.
Which what does that mean? does that mean that he's that good? Or because I mean, I want to say that he is that much better because I don't think they have that kind of difference in IndyCar
in the car.
in the car itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he has teammates, and I don't know how equivalent these cars are.
And how good the strategy is. I feel like the strategy maybe has more to do than the actual car itself having a difference to make, whether he comes first and second. I mean,
I think I agree with you, but
it's
would you say that it's still like the driver's talent making the difference?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Because in F1, it's hands down the car is number one, making the difference. Then I think it depends on your team if it's driver or strategy, because you can get a good driver and then you have Ferrari strategists and then you're screwed.
You're screwed, yeah.
But in Indy, I think the order. I think that is the order. I think the order is driver, strategy, car.
It does, yeah.
I don't think maybe you can I think that's pretty much cemented that way. So I mean, it looks like he is that good, and has a reserve. He has earned that reserve spot in F1.
Maybe he's he is that good, but maybe he's able to stay that good week in, week out. The consistency to be fighting there at the top, you know, because there are some drivers that on some tracks they're really good and they show up.
Yeah, well, Pato looks like he's like that, right?
Yeah,
where he's real hot on some tracks, and then sometimes he just doesn't have it in him. This week,
so that's what I'm saying. Palou is able to.
Yeah. Palou is just able to just piece it together week in, week out.
Exactly.
Which I think is interesting. I mean, I at least, I mean, I grew up watching Indy at Long Beach. I would not follow the season, but I would always go watch the race and I'd be there. But that was the extent of my Indy knowledge. But in the last few years that I've been into it more, I haven't seen a dominance like this ever, which is why we had argued that Indy's more competitive and it looks, I mean, it has the potential to be more entertaining than F1. But then if we have a dominance like this again, it's like this is what's boring in racing when there's just a dominance from one person.
Yeah, it does. So, I mean, the thing, what I was going for Indy too was that there's a dominance within like 6-8 drivers.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So there's a group.
Yeah, there's a
that
group
they're fighting each other.
out, yeah.
But now, like Palou, if he keeps this up and coming,
Yeah,
I don't know if this is such a positive for him is great, right? But for the viewer,
which could be interesting, right? He's reserve at McLaren in F1. Maybe he leaves Indy with a second championship under his belt.
Second.
And I don't know. Then maybe we see another group. We see the same thing that we've been talking. Maybe he's just that much better.
Maybe he's outgrown Indy, right?
Yeah, which is, I think
it's a new challenge.
Yeah, so this is where I think he could be the perfect, like,
test, right?
First, like, I guess, like snowflake to fall on that avalanche that we hope.
Yeah.
Of Indy to F1, F1 to Indy, of that, like being able to move from league to league, from series to series, and maybe he could be that first one to see. Okay, maybe people come race here and they are good enough to go and compete in F1.
That would be awesome to see. Hopefully he gets the opportunity.
And I don't know, maybe I mean, he's under contract with McLaren, but AlphaTauri is not very happy with De Vries.
No.
And giving Danny that seat would just, I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
It's fun to see him back in, but it doesn't make any sense for the team.
It doesn't make
any sense for him.
And it's going against what Red Bull believes in.
Exactly. So, if you see another young guy coming up from a different, series, maybe they poach him from McLaren. Because McLaren looks pretty solid with Piastri and Norris as the lineup. Well, we didn't talk about this in our F1 episode, but McLaren looks like they're coming back up. But it looks like Palou could have a shot in F1 and get a seat in F1.
Yeah. I think his racing skills.
If anyone deserves it, it's him.
Out of everybody you're picking?
In Indy.
In Indy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, he's young. I mean, I would like to see like Palou or Colton, more local guys, like young guys, push forward. But I mean, if Palou is just week in, week out, winning the races, not even just performing well, he's winning races.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see if he's able to propel to that next step.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And then it would be if he's able to really like perform at it like that, the pinnacle of motorsports in F1. It's just gonna give Indy more brownie points, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I think we said, like we've been saying, we think Indy can be a very interesting stepping stone for people in F1. I mean, F1's always going to be the biggest and baddest series, but I mean, if Indy could step it up, keep pushing their level up, like that'd be very interesting, you know.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know what else happened.
I think that's basically it.
Yeah, that was.
I don't think there was anything else really more.
I mean, Ray Hall and Colton finished like in 10th and like 12th, something like that.
Yeah.
Horrible pit stops.
Award had a great recovery. We already mentioned that.
Yeah, we mentioned
he passed
that.
his teammate
Both,
Rossi.
both of his teammates. I mean, Rosenquist had
an incident.
first lap, but yeah, I don't know. Frankie, got any more Apple talk?
No.
I mean, I'm sure I can come up with some stuff, but I think we'll have to save it for
Next time on Frankie's Corner.
We're gonna have to save it because your freaking Apple iPhone cut off again, Frankie.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
I guess on that bombshell, we'll end it there.
All right.
All right.
Full Beans signing out.
See you.